Hello, boys and girls. We're back here at the shop. We'll be putting the nose cones on the motors. These are BP70 model rocket balsa nose cones. Pretty inexpensive. What I'm doing here is I'm cutting them down so they fit loosely inside the aluminum cans. And you got to be careful doing this because, as you can see, you got to take a lot of measurements to get it, because you can cut it way too much really quick. And it's just held on there by a little hex piece. And now I'm going to do the other one. I want to say I paid like $6 a piece for these things. Balsa will absorb epoxy really good, as you'll see coming up. And they'll become very light and very, very hard. And I looked at several different options. They had the hollow plastic ones, but I didn't particularly care for those. I'm thinking what's going to happen once I get these on the boat and get the motor in there, the motors are probably going to go negative. They're probably going to float. So that's good. You know, that's less weight on your kayak and stuff like that. So that's them right there, and that's how you get them. Cleaning the inside of the tube out, getting ready to epoxy these things in. And I'm just gonna, don't really care about the inside. I just want to make sure the outside is lined up really good. So I'm taping that off to keep the epoxy in there. It's going to absorb through the balsa wood. As you're going to see, I'm going to use 100 grams of epoxy, so that's 50 grams per kind of sorta. So they're still not very heavy, and I still say they're probably going to go negative. They'll probably float. But when you're mixing your epoxy, these little scales you can buy at Harbor Freight and places like that are invaluable, because you want to mix it as close to perfect as you can, and scales work perfect for that. I've got 75 grams of resin, and then I'll put 25 grams of hardener. And when you mix it up, keep stirring until it becomes clear. If it's still kind of cloudy, it's not mixed. So, and those little old laundry detergent cups you get, those things are awesome for doing this. And another thing, I know I'm not wearing gloves, but you should always wear rubber gloves messing with this stuff. It is a polymer, and it's not very healthy for you. So what I did, I clamped them in a bucket. So when I do pour some epoxy, and trust me, I'm going to pour some, I'm going to miss. You'll see the bubbles coming up. I put a stick down there to just make sure that. Now these things are actually hollow. I guess when they cut them, the bore is hollow, and that's going to really soak that epoxy up. The reason I went with a 3-to-1 ratio on the epoxy was keep the exothermic reaction down. So this is the epoxy in there. The camera, it's still wet. It's still soaking in. And I'm going to send the camera down in the bucket and show you that they are capillarying or absorbing the epoxy really well. They came out really, really cool. I still got to do the epoxy on the outside to seal them up and paint them black, but other than that, but you can see where the epoxy's been soaking through there. And guys, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, ask questions. I appreciate y'all's support. It has been really, really cool. Over 600 subscribers. I'd still want to thank every one of y'all again. But we're going to get through this build, and like I said, thank y'all very much. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom, and a lot more to come. Thanks, guys.